Good morning. Today I would like to show you how I do my fecals. First thing I'm going to do is show you what I have on the counter that I use to do my fecals with. I always put a piece of newspaper down, and these are the things that I use. And these things are very common, and everybody has them in their household or can get them, and they don't cost a lot of money. This is an old butter knife that I had in my camper, and it works perfect for smushing up the feces on the side of the glass, and the end of it works great. And no, I do not put this back in my kitchen drawer. It goes back in my fecal box when I'm done. That's everything. It holds everything that I use for fecals. You're going to need some solution, and I make my own solution. This is just distilled water with Epsom salts in it, and I will try to get the way to make this online, put it online, my website. These are 2 glass votive candle holders, and they work so well for doing fecals because they're glass, they clean really easy, and you can easily mush the feces up with your butter knife on the side of the glass and with the top of the butter knife. And I'll show you that as I go. You're going to need something to pour your solution in. People can buy these, but I like to save money, so the reason why I use this is because it holds my test tube up perfectly, so I can pour my solution in it. So you're going to need a test tube or something to pour your solution in. You're going to need feces. This is a syringe that holds 60 cc's or milliliters. You can draw your solution up with this, so you know you have about 25 milliliters or cc's of solution. I have measured it out, and on a scale it weighs 1 ounce exactly on a scale. Or if you want to use a tablespoon, it's about 1 1/4 tablespoons or 1 1/2. You don't have to be very technical about how much, but you do need approximately 25 cc's at least. This is just a simple strainer that you can get from the store. These are slip covers, and all slip covers are, they're a little piece of glass. I'm going to see if you can see this. They are little pieces of glass. I'm not sure if you're getting, there we go. Little pieces of glass that you're going to put on the slide, and I'll show you what a slide looks like. This is a slide that you're going to use for doing your fecal on. You're also going to need a microscope to do this with. And a microscope, you want a 10 times lens at least, and it doesn't need to be expensive either. Then of course you're going to need your feces. And you want about 7 to 10 pellets of feces. Now what I do with this is I smush up my feces really well with it. It makes it a lot easier to smush it up in the bag than it does when you got it in the jar and trying to break it up with a butter knife or a stick or whatever you want to use. After I have it nicely smushed up, I put it in my votive holder. And then I'm going to fill my cup. This is my cup that holds 25 cc's about. And all I said before, I think I said, it's 4 teaspoons, but I fill it up to the brim, and it holds about 25 cc's of solution. You're going to fill that up so you have your solution ready. And I fill it to the brim. Trying to do it left-handed so that I don't get in front of the camera. And you just pour a little bit in there to start. And the reason why is because if you pour it all in there, your feces floats, and it's really hard to get it mushed up floating. So you only want a little bit of solution in there at first, and you take the end of the butter knife and you just start smushing it up. Butter knife, I'm telling you, works wonders. Much better than a stick. And you get it really worked up and smushed up against the side of the glass. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going too high for you. This is what it's going to look like all mushed up. And then you're going to add more water, the rest of your water, and make sure it's smushed up completely. And just keep making sure all of it, is, or at least as much of it, is mushed up as you possibly can. Again, I'll try to get you a shot of this so you see what it looks like. Then, once this is mushed up like it is, you just let this set for 2 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. And then you wait. And I will push pause and then I'll resume after the 2 minutes is up. Okay, it has been 2 minutes, so I'm going to shut the timer off. And our next stage is you take your other glass votive candle holder or container and you put your strainer on top of it, and you're going to stir this up. And then you're going to pour it into this strainer. This is what's nice doing it next to the sink. I can rinse it off and get it ready for my next fecal as I'm doing this. So it makes it really handy to be by the sink. And you just take your knife and you start working the feces against the screen of the strainer. And you want to get all the liquid out as much as you can. And you just keep working it back and forth until all of the liquid is out. And you want to get it completely out where you're going to be taking the knife against the side of the strainer and you're going to press to get all the water out. Kind of a long process, but we'll get there eventually. Now you can do this more than once. You have less debris in your slide if you do this more than once. Now when you're done mushing it, it's just going to be like a clump of wet hay is what it's going to look like, or wet feces. And then you just pitch that in the garbage when you're done. And then you can rinse your screen out and start for the next one. Now, as I said, you can do this again, and it does give you less debris on your slide. Sometimes there's a lot of debris to look through, and it's kind of hard to tell what's what, but I normally only do it once. After you do that through the screen, you're going to let this set. I stir it up, and I let it set again for 2 minutes. Let me set my timer. And then I'll push pause and we'll start again in 2 minutes. Okay, now my alarm is going off, so it's been 2 minutes. And the next step is you take and stir this again. And then you're going to pour this, and I'm going to try to do this left-handed so I don't block the camera. You're going to pour this into your test tube. So let me try to do this left-handed. What you want to do is pour it in there. Oh, I'm making a mess. And you want a bubble on the top. I'm going to see if I can get a close-up real quick so I can show you the bubble. That's what it's supposed to look like. See the little bubble on the top? Okay, now you're going to want to set your slip cover on top of that bubble, just like this. And then you're going to let that set for 20 minutes. So I'm going to set the time again for 20 minutes. And then I'm going to clean out my utensils that I use and get it ready for my next fecal. And all you need to do to clean your stuff is rinse them out with water. Rinse them off with water. I use hot water, but it's really nice to do it next to the sink. And that is it. Now the next step, in 20 minutes, I'll come back and show you how to put it on the slide. And once you get it on the slide, then all you do is take it to the microscope and look for any worm eggs. So I'm going to push pause until that's 20 minutes is up. Okay, it has been 20 minutes that this solution has sat. We're going to take the slide and we're going to take the slip cover. I should probably do it with my left hand, but I'm not going to because I'm right-handed. We're going to take the slip cover off and we're going to put it on top of the slide, pick it up and set it down on there, And there you have your fecal sample. Now I will take it to the microscope and we will check it to see. There's your fecal slide. We'll check it to see if there's any worm eggs. And that is how I do my fecals. Thank you for watching the video.